Welcome back. I'm switching topics from talking about politics and what's happening in the black community and everything like that. I'm switching topics. What do I tell you? This angel is so terrifying, so demonic, it makes demons look innocent. This angel is worse than a demon. He's the angel of the abyss. Was once called Muriel, the one who clears a path when the structures fail. This is about obedience taken to its final terrifying form. He waits, and when time comes, he turns the key. Basically, it's like this. Basically, this angel right here is like all the superheroes you can think of. All the badass superheroes that don't take no shit, don't take no prisoners. When he comes from underground, 1/3 of the whole human population is gone. So just imagine this angel just boom out of nowhere. And 1/3 of the whole world gone. So let's go ahead and get into this video here. As you see, the lights are red because I want to make this video feel right. Okay, let's get into the video, shall we?
Demons lie. They tempt. They corrupt. They're creatures of passion driven by a frantic and focused intensity. We can understand intensity. We can negotiate with desire. This is no demon. This is an angel. He exists in a state of absolute composure. He is the steward of the void, the keeper of the seal, the one who maintains the key to the deepest reaches of the abyss. He operates through precision. He brings order to the end of things. He releases his power by instruction and mandate, a calm, inevitable mechanism that follows its design to the letter. He is the fulfillment of a cosmic law, and he is more terrifying than any demon. If you too are more terrifying than any demon, check out Pantheon, our brand inspired by myths, legends, and folklore. We ship worldwide and are rated excellent on Trustpilot. Link in the description.
If you have Snap or Medicaid, you may qualify for a free iPhone or Samsung plus up to 10 gigabytes of data. Apply online in just minutes. We'll ship it to you for free. Phones are limited, so visit tagmobile.com to check your eligibility today.
If you're a veteran with a disability rating, or you know and love a veteran with a disability rating, then this new information is for you. If you haven't updated your VA disability rating in the last 2 years or so, it's almost certain you're entitled to some sort of increase. Even a modest increase in your VA disability rating can increase your VA disability income $400 to $600 per month. The unfortunate truth is the VA is a vast bureaucracy that doesn't have any one individual's best interests at heart. That's why I've created a company that is 100% independent of the VA.
VA benefits.
Long before Abaddon became a figure in apocalyptic literature or demonology, the word carried weight. In the Hebrew Bible, Abaddon is presented as a realm or a condition, one linguistically rooted in the Hebrew verb abad, meaning to perish, to vanish, or to be destroyed. But Abaddon is a domain that sits beyond death, where the dissolution of form, identity, and memory is final and unrecoverable. Across multiple Old Testament references, the term appears paired with Sheol, the shadowed land of the dead. In Job 26:6, Sheol is naked before God, and Abaddon has no covering. In Proverbs 15:11, Sheol and Abaddon lie open before the Lord. Together, these two terms are used to describe a landscape of the dead, where Sheol signifies absence and Abaddon signifies erasure. Abaddon is what remains when the self is stripped of story, of form, of return. The presence of Abaddon in wisdom literature isn't incidental. These texts grapple with justice, existential boundaries, and the architecture of creation. Abaddon becomes a theological necessity, a concept that allows for the unmaking of what can't be reconciled. In a cosmology where creation is intentional and covenantal, Abaddon is where what cannot be kept is sent to the unwritten. Not evil nor chaotic, but the theological equivalent of deletion. Essential, deliberate, and terrifying, precisely because it is part of the design. This is where the first psychological fracture opens. Abaddon is framed as a space entirely within God's sight. Abaddon has no covering. This is a realm laid bare to divine awareness. God sees it, God names it, and by implication, God has authorized it. It is built into history, not outside it. In early rabbinic interpretations, Abaddon sometimes becomes the one of the chambers of Gehenna, a transitional space, a deeper level, a darker layer of reality reserved for what can't ascend. Later beliefs would attempt to turn this absence into a presence, to name the thing that dwells in the erasure itself. That is where Abaddon begins to emerge as a being, a function personified, a role assigned. But before that shift, we are left with the unsettling truth that the earliest layers of the Abrahamic worldview included a word, clean, final, and uncompromising, that accounted for what must not come back. Abaddon. Before Abaddon was the destroyer, before the locusts, the keys, or the abyss, there was Muriel. The enthronement of Abaddon, a Coptic Christian apocryphon dated between the 5th and 6th century CE, offers one of the few accounts that dares to give Abaddon a past, and it does so with obedience. According to this esoteric narrative, Abaddon began as Muriel, an angel whose name means God is my incense, a name associated with fragrance, reverence, and liturgical purity. When God resolved to create man, he turned to the angels and commanded them to bring back dust from the earth, the clay from which Adam would be formed. But the earth protested. It cried out, warning that mankind would betray heaven and drown the world in sin. The angels hesitated, refused, wept. Some remained silent, not moved. Except Muriel. He descended into the dark, into the places the others feared. He reached into the substance of the world, the dust, the potential for failure, violence, desire, pride, and he gathered it. The matter of man, the future of sin, the seed of death. It was compliance, but in that moment of descent, Muriel crossed a threshold no other angel had touched. He witnessed the creation and, at the same time, facilitated its risk. And for that act, he was given another task.
If you've never cashed a $42,166 paycheck, then I've got good news. My name is Lee Arnold, and last week I gave away 89 Fund Me packages, and at my next virtual event I plan to give away 150. You see, I manage a private equity fund called Kodo Capital, and we want your help putting our money to work in a few specific areas throughout the country. Now, if you're seeing this video, it means that you live within a 50-mile radius of a market that we have identified to be primed for the types of deals that we want to do right now. And we want to do these deals with you. Now, my fund is providing a Fund Me package to fund your next profitable deal. All you need to do is complete my training so that we can work together to do the right deals that we want to fund. So to teach you how, I'm holding a 2-day virtual Fund Me event to show you how to use our capital to profit from the deals that I've identified that are near you. Your Fund Me package includes a $250,000 pre-approval letter that will give you up to $1 million in funding per deal. It also includes the Fund Me virtual bus tour, which will also be done live and online. Just follow the link in this video to get your Fund Me package. I'm limiting it to 150 total, so get a spot before it fills up.
You can beat cancer and still lose everything. Or you can have a little known policy that puts up to $400,000 in your pocket if you're ever diagnosed with cancer, heart attack, or stroke. Look, I had no idea this even existed until my neighbor told me about it last month. She was diagnosed with breast cancer earlier this year. And instead of worrying about medical bills and lost income, she got a check for $250,000 while she was still alive and fighting. Tax-free cash, no restrictions. Money she could control. She used some for treatment, paid off her mortgage, and even took a healing trip to Europe with her family. Here's what blew my mind. You don't have to die for this to pay out. Most people think you need to pass away for any kind of payout, but that's not how this secret health guardian works. The moment you get seriously diagnosed with cancer, heart attack, stroke, or other major conditions, you can access the cash immediately while you're still here to use it, while you're still fighting, while you can actually benefit from the money. And here's the crazy part. Most people already qualify for this and don't even know it. My neighbor found out she was eligible in less than 2 minutes. She already had something in place that she thought was just regular coverage, but it turns out it had this secret health guardian feature built right in. She never knew because nobody ever explained it to her. Now I'm wondering how many other people are walking around with this protection and don't realize it, or how many people could easily get it but just don't know it exists. Think about it. If you got diagnosed with something serious tomorrow, wouldn't you want $400,000 in tax-free cash to help you fight it? To cover treatments insurance won't pay for? To replace lost income while you recover? To give your family financial peace of mind during the hardest time of your lives? That's exactly what this secret health guardian does. And the best part is,
God said, "Because you are the one who brought the clay for Adam's body, you shall also bring back what remains. You shall preside over the dead, and your name shall no longer be Muriel. You shall be Abaton." This shift is permanent. The liturgical angel becomes the angel of the end. The incense bearer becomes the keeper of the grave. A reassignment. A decision that the same hand which begins must also end. The creation must be balanced by uncreation, and someone must hold both roles. Muriel becomes Abaddon, and in doing so, he's given a key and told when to turn it. This isn't a descent like Lucifer, but something bolder. If Lucifer is the rebel, the one who defied, then Abaddon is the one who obeyed, even when obedience meant becoming terrifying. In some versions of the enthronement of Abaddon, he's enthroned as king of death. He's given jurisdiction, dominion. His throne stands in the place where the bodies are returned, where souls are held, where the abyss waits to be opened. And unlike the demons of folklore who fight for their place or steal it through temptation, Abaddon inherits his title through function. He was chosen because he was the only one willing to carry out the task. In this, a principle is revealed: that horror can arise from faithfulness, that a being can remain entirely within the sanction and still be the most feared name in the underworld. Abaddon's story is grace applied to destruction, order, appointment, system. The one who gathers the dust at the beginning gathers it again at the end, and the cycle is sealed. The Abyss is a masterpiece of architecture. It is a structure within creation designed for the specific purpose of containment, a sealed domain defined by boundaries, gates, and locks. It is a functional component of the order, and it operates under the stewardship of one who holds the key, Abaddon. In Revelation 9, the transition is marked by the turning of that key.
Craving a better way to bank?
Open. It is a moment of release for what has been held for an appointed time. From the atmosphere of that realm, a force emerges that operates with absolute adherence to instruction. These are locusts of a specific design. The task is focused and the time frame is fixed, exactly 5 months. The targets are identified by the absence of a specific seal. Their power is granted, constrained, and perfectly directed. They follow a king. Revelation 9:11 identifies him as the angel of the abyss. In Hebrew, his name is Abaddon. In Greek, he is Apollyon. And in Latin, he is Exterminatus. Each title describes a singular function, the completion of a cycle. He is the one who brings a conclusion to what is no longer required. Abaddon exists as a figure of authority. He governs the abyss and regulates access to it. He serves the script with total fidelity. He is a mechanism of divine will, appearing when the integrity of creation requires a deliberate conclusion. He executes mandates established before the beginning of time with clinical precision. While other messengers are defined by their relationship to God, Michael has the likeness of God. Gabriel has the strength of God. Abaddon is defined by his action. He is a verb expressed in a sentient form. He is the embodiment of the conclusion. Where others hold identity, he holds function. This is the lifting of containment at the exact hour the design demands. The abyss is the holding chamber for what must be set aside, and Abaddon is its faithful steward. He maintains the integrity of the lock and oversees the timing of the key. He represents the necessity of a final, authorized end. The opening of the deep is a moment of absolute suspension. It is as if the universe holds its breath, waiting for the weight to settle. When the swarm emerges, it takes the form of locusts, but they carry a gravity that the natural world can't explain. These are creatures of a focused order. They have no appetite for the harvest. Their focus is narrow, settled entirely on the human spirit. The function is the maintenance of presence, ensuring that every moment is felt with clarity that is heavy, constant, and unyielding.
Basically, Abaddon is the angel of destruction, judgment, and end. That is... oof. Wow. So basically, Abaddon is the warden of hell. Even though he works for God, he's the warden for hell. So let that sink in.